It's 5 o'clock. Oh, sorry, I'm a little late. It's 5 o'clock. It's time for Watch Me Work, um, where we meet together and we work together, and then I talk with you about your work and your creative process. So we've been doing this for many, many, many years, and it's good to be back today. So we're going to work for 20 minutes together. I'm going to time it, and then should you have a question about your work or your creative process, while we don't have time to read, for you to read aloud your work and share it that way, we do have plenty of time to talk shop. If you have a question that you would like to ask after the 20 minutes work time, you can ask the folks in new work development. They'll tell you how to get in touch.
Hi everyone. Happy to have you all back. Yeah, at the end of the 20 minutes, you can raise your hand using the raise hand function at the bottom of your screen, and we will call on you, and you can unmute yourself and feel free to ask your question.
Fantastic. That's all there is to it. Okay, without further ado, let us go then. All right. It's been 20 minutes. And now's the time. We'll spend the rest of the hour talking with you about your work and your creative process. If anyone's got a question.
So as a reminder, please use the raise your hand function and we'll start a queue and we'll call on you to unmute.
Hi, David. Feel free to ask your question. Hello.
Hey, David.
So my question is, so as someone who works with multiple disciplines, how do you decide, like what idea is right for what medium? Like, do you start with the form or do you start with the substance? I guess that's the question.
That's cool, David. Have I met you before, David? I'm asking. Is that weird?
Yeah. You came to Hamilton College. I
Came to
recently,
Hamilton College. Hey,
yeah.
how
I
are
graduated.
you? How
Hi.
are you?
I'm
You're a
doing well.
composer and a writer. You do a lot of different things. I remember.
Yeah. I used
How's
to
it
be in a
going?
band. It's
Oh,
been going well. It's been going well.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I still have the book you signed.
Oh, okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how do you decide what's for what, right? I mean, I don't know. For me, sometimes it's like the difference. I tell people, maybe I said this when I visited Hamilton College. It's the difference between velvet and corduroy. You know, different things just feel different. You know, when I think of a play, I'm looking at something on stage. I can see it in my head. When I think of a movie, I'm looking at something on the screen, or a TV show is something little shorter things on the screen. It's really a look or a feel to it. You know, a song, of course, is something that I got to do the words and the music to. So different things feel differently. Um, and maybe sometimes you started as one thing and decide it's better suited for something else. So it's okay to not get it right, you know, when you start out. So you think something's a song and it turns into a novel. I mean, that happens. You got to give it that freedom to become what it really wants to be. And not be too mad at yourself for not getting it right away, you know? So the most important thing though is you just make it, and it'll kind of, I think in the making of it, it'll tell you what it is, you know? It's kind of like kids, you know. Yeah, but different, but still, is they kind of will show you who they are, but as long as you keep sort of watering them. Does
Yeah.
that make
So
sense?
it's about doing the work. Like,
Yeah. It always, you know me, Ben. I mean, we've talked before. It comes down to doing that, doesn't it? It comes down to like, you just got to do the work, and you can't, maybe you just don't know before you make it, but who said, was it Thoreau or Emerson? Maybe it was Thoreau. I go by knowing, no, I know by going where I have to go. You know, the idea that I don't know where I'm going, but as I just keep walking along, I sort of figure it out. That kind of thing.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. It's good to see you, man. Good to see
Yeah.
Thank you, David. If anyone else. Oh, hello. Hi, another David. Hi, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Oh, there you are. Unmute yourself, David. David
David Dale.
Dale. There you go. Thanks. You know,
Uh,
it's tricky. That unmute button.
There we go.
There you go.
Right.
Hey, man.
Thank you. I needed help with that. I couldn't find it on my audio settings. David B. Dale,
David B. Dale.
for my mother B and my father Dale. David B. Dale. I have a play it's my first visit, by the way. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm really, really thrilled to be here.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you.
I have a play that feels finished to me.
Mm.
And well, not in the sense of I'll never need another draft, but in the sense of I've written all the pages that it needs.
Mm-hmm.
Except that, and I have shared it with others, but when I wonder if it's truly complete, what I recognize is that it has no plot. And so I'm hoping that we're in a post-plot era where that will be a fine thing and that everyone will embrace it as a new model. But I'm dubious. And I'm wondering, can plays actually survive without a plot? I mean, there's plenty going on, but not really anything you could call a plot.
Hmm. You should have seen, David, did you see the smiles on people? Maybe we're there in the.
Does everybody else want the same thing?
Oh, well, sure. I mean, well, apply. So here I'm gonna ask a couple questions. So it doesn't have a plot. So is that a note coming from, where is that note coming from?
From me, from my personal understanding of what I've accomplished so far.
You're right. And so, but do you feel, okay, here's another question. Do you feel pleased with what you've written?
Yeah, very much.
Oh, then I think you've reached the post plot.
Yeah.
Because I mean, have you had people, either actors or just friendly people who like to read aloud and hold forth? Have you had people read it out loud for you?
I did already have a fairly sophisticated reading that I organized myself and put on Zoom. And when I listen to it, I have lots of admiration for it, but I I don't trust myself with my own work. So my admiration is pretty meaningless. And no one else has ever said to me, this needs a plot. But I do know that it lacks one. There's only one action that actually takes place of consequence that you could foresee from earlier scenes, and it occurs.
Mhm.
So it has a very rudimentary plot, I guess.
It's funny, I mean, this whole thing about like, we're encouraged to be more expansive in our definitions of everything these days, and so I would encourage us to be expansive about things like plot, because, like, I mean, we could just say plot is more than a hole in the ground, but right, okay.
I could say
So if we
that.
go from there, I mean, we have all the great plays like, Waiting for Godot and things like that. So we
Yeah.
could say that doesn't have a plot, I mean, and I, I didn't go to grad school, so that's the extent of my knowledge about that. But I mean, I like all kinds of different stories, I would call them, and for me, if the characters are watchable and compelling and interesting to listen to and move people and make people lean in and make people go, and feel things maybe, then that's pretty great, David. And sure, you'll get more notes along the way. I don't think you have to thrust a plot upon your play. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think you just have some more readings of it and get into conversations with people about what the next steps are, and the next incarnation will naturally develop.
Sure.
That's what I think.
Well, I'm doing my best to make that happen.
You've done brilliantly. Look at you. You've written a play. You've got a Zoom together. You had a reading. You've given yourself some very critical notes, and you're still smiling.
Of course, I'm smiling.
It's going to be a great year.
Thank
Right?
you so much. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Please visit us again, David. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Kimmy, you're next. Please
Hey,
ask
Kim.
a question.
Hey, everybody, happy new year. I miss you guys. So I have a few things, Suzan-Lori, like two things. One is, how do you keep your mouth shut when you're very excited about a project, because you're not supposed to talk about it? And I've been working on a sequel to a famous movie, and recently found out that something is happening with this movie now, or with these. It seems like there's going to be a sequel And so now I have all this work and I was wondering how to rework it because it's still a good story, it's still a good idea. But it's so embedded in the characters of this other film that I don't know where to start about that. And the other thing is back to how do you keep your mouth shut when you're very excited about a project? Because the timing of, I told like two people, and right after that, I saw that somebody else is doing something with this. And I'm not saying that they said anything. I'm saying that uh, that just seems like a very interesting coincidence, and that maybe I was tapped into something, like maybe this movie needs another sequel. Maybe we're ready to see what these characters are, where they ended up. So I'm not saying that these people talked about it, but I would like to, keep my things to myself and very close to the vest because I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent, I don't have anybody to solicit my work, as it were. So
So
there
how
I
do you,
am.
yes, oh, that's a great question, Kimmy. How do you keep quiet about things as you're working on them? So I'm guessing, so you said a very famous movie. I'm guessing it's a movie that you did not write because you don't have automatically or close to automatically the
Right.
rights to write the sequel. So it's somebody else's movie, somebody out there. Right. Okay. Yeah. It's you I mean, it's great to be excited about your work, and it's great to be working hard and want to share with people who are your friends or your colleagues or people you're having coffee with or whatever. Um, but at the same time, a lot of times when we tell about our work before we've done the work or before the work is finished, then what we're seeking is approval from the people we're talking to. Like, you want to hear like, that's a great idea, or wow, good for you. Woo, I wish I'd thought of that, or whatever, like that. And if you can somehow find a way to
Oh.
get that validation from yourself, what are you going to say?
Apparently I have a theme. That's the same thing I like when we were talking about me going back to school, you said that again. So apparently I have this validation theme going.
Kimmy, we applaud your consistency.
I'm so
It's
grateful
almost a
that
plot. It's almost a plot. It's so together and holds together so beautifully. If it were a theme, you have a theme, Kimmy. You have a theme. Your character is very
apparently.
well structured. Yeah, yeah. It's well into itself.
And so I'm so grateful. I was just telling someone recently about how you helped me understand that the need for self-validation and how you give me the tough love with a gentle hand, like you're telling me the truth, you're telling me things that I certainly wouldn't want to hear at any age, let alone my age, but it's true. And I have to explore that a little bit more and realize that that's kind of, I'm a little too needy for people to see my work or something. So you've mentioned validation to me more than once, and I need to address it more significantly than I have. So thank you for that reminder.
Let's think of like a fun way that doesn't sound, let's think of like you can like, what I do is I think of like dollar signs, right? Okay. So, we can all go to individual therapists and talk about this issue, and the therapist will prosper. And I'm not down on therapists. I'm just also into the DIY, right? You could
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
Kim, just in between the sessions where you work it out very brilliantly and dedicatedly, you could just give yourself affirmations. Just,
Okay.
you got this, Kimmy. You got this. This is a good idea. Don't share it until you're done writing it, Kimmy. You need to
Okay.
amplify that positive voice in your own head. And that it could be it could happen by going to a professional, and getting help, and that's all great and everything. But it's just every day, you can just be mindful of the talk. We can all be mindful of the talk that goes in our heads when we talk to ourselves. And when some of it's negative, and if that negative talk is keeping you from doing what you want to do, we can change it up. So things like, hey, Kimmy, you got this. Hey, Kimmy, good job. Hey, wow, you wrote today. Good job, girl. You go. Come on. You know, just little things like that. Little things. They're free. Okay. So in tandem with,
Yes.
you know, going and working it out in a more, you know, with a professional and all that, just little things like that. We can all be helped by those things because the system is organized to want us to doubt ourselves.
Ugh.
No,
Yep.
that's a profit. That's a marketing scheme. You know, so anything we can do to work, you know, to embrace that the other is helpful. Okay? So just give yourself a
Thank you.
do this every once in a while. Good job. Come on, you showed up for
Thank
watch
you.
my work again. Good job. You made time to do your work. Good job. You know, those little things.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, darling.
Thank you,
I
Kimmy.
appreciate it. Thank you.
We're gonna go to Alan and then Rebecca and then Javier. So Alan, feel free to unmute yourself and you can raise your hand.
Thank you.
Ellen?
Well, thank you. Hi, I'm Alan Fessenden. This is my first time here. Thank you for providing this opportunity. Very cool. I just started working on a new play, and I think it's a play. I kind of have like David's issue of there could be filmic possibilities.
Oh,
So in that regard, I'm sort of like, it's expansive. It's it's in another country. I want to name it after the country, but I think that's too far. Go too much. It's very familial. But like, I'm sort of in this spot where I'm now just brainstorming and writing, and I want to know like, how do I hem it in from being like, what are the logistical things I need to think about for a play? Like, can I make a 10-year jump after the first scene, which is what I want to do right now? And is there like how much? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how much do I have to hold it in? I know I just gotta write what I write, and then yeah, I just what should I be mindful of when I'm trying to do something that's sort of like historical yet personal?
yeah. So how free can you be? How free
Yeah,
can
that's the question.
how free can you be? As free as you need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is you and your, you know, page. You know what I mean? Al, this is you and
yeah,
your imagination. You get to be as free as you want. Are you still in the first draft?
yeah. I'm just on like the first
Okay.
pages. First
Great.
page.
You
Yeah.
please be as free as you want. If you want to make a 10-year jump, make a 10-year jump. If they want to go back 2 years after that, go backwards. You know, whatever you want. You get to be as
All
free as you
right.
be to tell the story that you want to tell the story. And in the first draft, just write stuff. Doesn't even have to make sense, really. Just blah, blah, blah. You know, I tell people, I think I've told this story before, and I'm assuming it happens with other children, although I've only seen it happen with mine. And when he was learning to talk, he was, I don't know, whatever, one or whatever. He would go, grandma, like that. That's what, and I was like, wow, this is cool. That was the only word he could like nail.
Yeah.
Everything was blah 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 blah. So your first draft is going to be like blah 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 blah, blah family story, blah, 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 family, blah, 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 like that. It's going to be like that, and then you'll improve it. You know, so please be
Yeah.
free now. Be free now. And when you get into production and then the producer says, we can't afford the villa and the coastline, you have to choose between the villa and then you'll make some choices.
Great.
You know,
That's great. Yeah. I
it's
love
gonna
that.
be fun.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna have a good time. Look, it's fun. Of course, it's a good time. It's your imagination. Woohoo!
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question.
Thanks, Alan. Rebecca, hi.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi. Hi. Thank
Hi.
you. This is my first time here too,
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
great to be in the
Goodness.
room. I've been meaning
Fantastic.
to get here for a while, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, so I write books and plays, and right now I'm working on this memoir,
Uh-huh.
and I finished a second draft, and I'm at this real crossroads,
Mm,
and the whole kind of structure of
mhm,
this, the way I have chosen to tell the story,
mhm,
um, has come into question for me. It's like I took this, um, it's framed by a journey, a literal physical journey to
mhm,
Japan. Okay. And it brings in poetry and it brings in this Japanese poet. And then there's the frame of me with my mother,
mhm,
who was also a poet.
mm,
So that's fine. I've been doing it, but literally like the concept from the start was I'm going to go to Japan and I'm going to use that as like, that's why I went to Japan.
oh,
So now I've gotten a good read, but it's like, get rid of the Japan stuff. The Japan stuff, just get rid of it altogether. And
oh,
so it's a big crossroads for me. And I guess my question is, I mean, I know this is going to be my decision in the end, but my question is, when you're faced with something like, oh, I'm so invested in this idea I had, you
mhm,
know, and now I do not know what to do. I don't know what to do. Maybe I need to get rid of this whole thing that I've been working, not the whole book, but this whole structure and all this
mhm,
writing,
mhm. But
which is
where,
okay, but anyway.
sure, that's a great problem to have, but I mean, congratulations for writing a second draft
Oh,
already
thank
and
you.
writing
Yeah,
different kinds of things and getting things
thank
done.
you. Thank
Um,
you.
my question is, where did the note from where did the note come, or where did the note come from? Where?
From a reader, from from not someone, not my editor, but an editor, someone I trust who's a good reader who read it as, I've been working on this for 2 years. So
Mhm,
this was the first time they read it,
mhm,
which was good. It's very material that's really close to me. But I had never questioned the structure. So actually, I hadn't questioned the structure at all. I just was trying to make it work better. So my crossroads is the structure not working because I haven't made it work?
mhm,
Or is it like that was the scaffolding and now I have to like take the scaffolding
mhm,
away,
mhm,
And it's I guess my question is, I wonder what the best way forward is. Right now I'm just waiting and taking
mhm,
walks, but
mhm.
I'm really trying to figure this out and I'm not sure the best way forward in terms of the writing. If
Mhm.
should I,
Y-
that's my question, if that's clear.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Mm.
could I would just call it the Japan stuff because
Mhm.
I don't know. Could the Japan stuff exist on its own?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if there's enough there. Do you know? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure. To me, it's completely connected to the story of my long and complicated relationship with my mother.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
you guys went to Japan together?
no, I went alone after she died because of this poet Basho, who
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
important to both of us. Yeah.
Huh. Huh.
So, yeah. So, no, we never went to Japan. I never told her I was going to Japan. It
Uh-huh.
came out of her death and me reading this book to her while she was dying.
It might be why it isn't quite yet integrated into the story, why your very trusted reader might not feel you've connected it yet. I mean, maybe you haven't connected it enough yet.
I know.
So when you go on your walks, I mean, do you talk to your memoir? Do you have conversations with it?
Yeah, I guess I do. I think about, I try to think about it. It scares me. I guess what I'm trying to say is it scares me. It scares me to think of the book without this structure. But then that makes me go, well, maybe then I should
I think it
do
sounds like
that.
people, I think we're in a plot. I think people are like, I don't know about the structure thing. And I'm like, you know why? You know why? Because we're in a world where structures are being questioned and we're questioning structures. We're like, I just can't accept, structure. I just can't force a structure onto my story or my life or my, these structures are really, I'm questioning these structures. And that's a great thing to do. Can you have a conversation, Rebecca, with your book? I don't mean think about it. I mean talk to it like we're talking right now.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like your book,
Mhm.
say, well, oh, Rebecca, we got to talk about this Japan thing.
Mm.
'Cause you know what I mean? Does your book, can you have a conversation with it as you would a good friend? Your book is your good friend, when you go on
Yeah.
your books, can you talk to it and go, book, if you want the Japan thing to stay, you got to show me the way to
Mm.
make it really work. And if it's not supposed to stay, then you got to show me that it's gonna stand without you.
Yeah.
Because let your book do the work. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't really thought of it that way, and that's really helpful. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
I mean, because
Yeah.
your book, your memoir, it's in its second draft. So it's
Yeah.
got a lot of energy. Let it help you instead of you having to, let it go. Well, I know some
Mm.
things. Why don't we try that?
Mm.
Or why don't we do that? Or it has an intelligence. Because I mean, the child, baby man, it's far enough along to have an intelligence. It's alive.
Mm.
And you need to you know encounter it with that understanding. So talk to it. Tell me what's up. What should I do? What do you think?
Mm.
It has an opinion. Or if your memoir doesn't have an opinion, your mother will. Your mother's gonna maybe your mother, she's got something to say. Oh, yeah. Let her, come on. Let her talk to you. Don't hide her in all this Basho. Basho's a great writer, but honestly, honey, come on. What about me?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So go
Okay.
really, but engage with your work, like really, and keep visiting us back. These first timers, y'all better come back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca. Javier, we just wanted to check in. We knew that you lowered your hand, but did you still have a question?
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that if I did. My bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Um, my question is, I just started working on the one that kind of scares me,
Oh,
and I think it's because it's not about me and it's
oh,
about somebody else that I really care about.
uh-huh.
And I don't know the full story, and I kind of want to talk to them about it, but I don't know how to approach the subject. So, any
Oh,
advice on
wow.
how to
Yeah.
speak to people?
So it's so now that we just, because I have a lot of imaginary friends. This is something about a real person.
This is about my uncle, yes.
Oh, your uncle. Okay. So
Mhm.
you you're wanting to have a conversation with your uncle about something.
Mhm.
Am I hearing you right? Okay.
Yeah,
Do they live near you?
we live together.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
And the other person in the play I also live with.
Oh,
And it's a very weird relationship dynamic.
okay. Hmm. So, okay. I just had to ask, would your living situation be in jeopardy if you started these conversations?
No, no, I don't think so.
Okay, it's not like that. It's not
It's
like
not like that. No, no, no.
it's not like a Tyler Perry. Okay, great.
No, no, no.
Okay, just making sure. Um, you could take your uncle for a walk. Like, Rebecca takes her novel for a walk. You could take them for a walk and just start talking to them. Maybe do an interview. Would they like being interviewed? Would they enjoy that, or are they kind of reserved and shy?
They're kind of reserved and shy. That's the thing too. And it's such a crazy topic. to talk to someone about. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to approach it.
No. I hear you. That's okay. So I've done a lot of talking with people. I've noticed that when you, and I think this is in some article about something, when you do you have a car? Do you drive?
Yeah. Mhm.
You do? Do they like to go for drives?
Not particularly, no.
Could you take them somewhere, like on a drive? This
Sure.
is why I'm asking. If you're because talking with someone in profile is more relaxing and allows them to be more receptive than talking with someone face to face, like two faces facing each other. That's a lot of people find that very stressful. But when you're talking to someone, you're going on a walk with someone and you're side by side and you're not facing them, you're kind of talking, moving through space, through maybe nature or through the park or whatever, or through the mall, whatever, wherever you are, and you're side by side like two horses in a, you know, in a harness or whatever, like that. That's very a very effective way to talk to somebody. Or you can go on a drive with somebody and talk to them. And just casual conversation, maybe the radio's on, so it's not the only thing going on. And just, you know, you could also ask them like, hey, one day I want to talk to you about such and such, you know, because and they may be like, why? You know, I'm just curious. I love you, and I'm just curious, and I always wanted to hear your side of the story. You know, you know what I mean? Kind of open it up like that, and then maybe go on a walk with them. I mean, don't spring it on them in the car, but like prep it and then go on a
Right.
walk with them, or a drive or something. It could be really, I know that it might take more than a couple of conversations, you know?
Right.
But it's interesting. So this is the first thing you will have written that's not about you.
I think so, yeah. And
And where are you in this play?
I'm also in it, but it's not like I guess it's the first time I'm not like, oh, this is about me. This play is about me.
Okay. Okay.
It's more about him and his father and their
Yeah.
dynamic.
But good for you for branching out, though. You know,
Thank
because it's
you.
cool. Like, 'cause when we do something that's like it's more of the same, but you're like saying, actually, I'd like to do something a little different, and that takes a lot of courage.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I think it scares me and it's not about me. So how would people feel if they read it or saw it or anything, you know?
No, we're gonna love it. Are you kidding? Where's that self-talk? Come on, bro. We're gonna
No, it's not me. Like, what if they gonna think? Like, I'm totally fine. I think I'll be
What are they
okay
gonna think?
writing.
Like who?
What is
Who
like
they?
my uncle? Like, what is my uncle gonna think?
Well, you talk to him about it, and you have a responsibility to you know, be kind and loving. That's number one. You know, you gotta lead with that love, man. Right?
That's
Yeah, and you just gotta like, you know, and if he doesn't want to talk about it, that's okay. It's not something you're gonna write about right now. You can go write something else.
right.
You know what I mean? But at least he'll know that there's someone out there who wants to listen to him, you know?
True.
Yeah. It's lovely that it frightens you. How beautiful though. Such a beautiful opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you gotta come back. How many times have you been to watch me work? I'm looking.
This is my first time
Yeah,
here.
look at it. What is going on? Happy 2025, people.
And
Shit.
know so many new folks.
Okay,
Right.
you gotta come back. Y'all,
I will,
all
I will.
y'all, first time. I mean, because the old time, the OGs are like, come on. This is great. No, really, you gotta keep checking in, because that's how I can and how we all can as a community. Just keep encouraging each other. And if there's one thing we need in 2025,
Mm,
it's encouragement.
True.
Encouragement. You know what I'm talking about.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier.
SLP, I'm thinking that we ask one more question, and then D, Rucker, if you would like, we can make sure that you're one of our first questions. Oh, and you too, Liz, that you two are our first questions next time we meet.
Yeah. Oh, it's 17:59. It's 17:59. We have 2 minutes.
So Delissa, feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you. I only need 2 minutes.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Happy 2025.
Hi.
First of all, I just wanted to thank you, Suzan-Lori, and this space for encouragement. I came the first time a couple of months ago, and I asked you about how to stage a play that I hadn't written yet
Mm.
and that I was working on. I was
Mhm.
only a few pages, maybe 10, 15 pages in. And I took that to heart. I really spent some time understanding what process is and what my process is.
Mhm.
And I realized that I'm a crammer. And I have to not judge it, just use it to my benefit.
Uh-huh.
And I managed to, in this time, write my first draft of a play.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I just wanted to thank this space and thank you. And
Well done.
thank you.
Great
I'm so
job.
excited. I'm so excited. Who knows? It's a hot mess, but it is what it is.
That's right. That's how we like our messes. We like them hot, baby.
It is on fire, a mess.
It is on fire.
But
Wow.
I just wanted to thank you because it's not only, validating myself, but, choosing where to ask for validation has really become very important. And this is one of the space, and in this writer's realm, I felt safe enough to ask a question, which is unusual, but also just to go about and just get it done and not talk about it. Just do it. So I understand what you're saying, Kimmy. So anyway, I just wanted to say that and say thank you.
Mhm.
And let's
Thank
see.
you. Thank you. Look how beautiful we all are.
Indeed,
Strong.
indeed.
Look how hardworking. Look how full of purpose. Oh yeah.
Great. And it's 6 o'clock.
Woohoo! And it's 6 o'clock. We love it.
See you
when
next week.
Okay. Mwah. Love y'all. Bye.
So you really